Hynes to say a few words on the recipient, and I'd like the Assemblywoman to actually make the presentation.
Well, I was very, very fortunate in 1989 when I wanted to run for DA to meet Lew Fidler. There is no one I ever met who really, and I was involved in politics from time to time. I was, as a kid in St. John's Law School, I spent a year in a Democratic club in South Brooklyn. So I knew something about politics. There was nothing that Lew Fidler didn't know about politics and how you can reach people in the community to get support. He was the one who introduced me to the dreaded subway stop. You know, and you'll see us out there, you know, shaking hands in the morning. Now, Lew Fidler is the reason I'm district attorney, and I can't tell you, our friendship grew from that moment on. He and Robin, and I learned from Robin, when you went to the beach clubs, you never went near the women while they're playing mahjong. You know, that's sort of a capital offense. Lew Fidler serves you well as a member of the New York City Council, and he is what good government is all about. And I could say the very same thing for Helene Weinstein. So you've chosen a great recipient, Tom.
Lew?
Now, interestingly, I can say the same thing that the DA said. The DA Hynes says that you have Lew Fidler to blame for my being here. Because in my first effort campaigning in 1978, when Lew was still a student and traveling back and forth to Albany to go to school, he was really one of the main forces in my political life, and has been from then till this day. So I was really pleased last year when I received an award, and Tom asked Lew to present to me, so I'm happy to reciprocate. And, you know, I say to people, and some people accuse us of having part-time jobs, but the reality is being an elected official is a full-time job. And you just have to look back in terms of this community to the horrific snowstorm of last winter. Throughout that Sunday, that Monday, when the streets were closed, and other times during other storms during January, we were texting back and forth, communicating with residents of the Fraser community, reaching out to sanitation. Obviously, they needed to improve, but we were doing our part. And there's been many times when Lew and I, late at the night or on a weekend, whether it was Hurricane Irene, and we were back and forth also, and with my staff and his staff, communicating with city agencies on your behalf. It's the kind of things you don't hear about, but just want you to know that we have been there for you, and Lew has really been there for this community and for the entire Councilmanic district that he represents. And I'm really so pleased that he is someone in government service. For a while he was just sort of behind the scenes helping get good people elected, but he really, as an elected official, has really shown and stands out, and is someone we want to make sure continues in elective office for a long time here in Brooklyn. So Lew, it's my pleasure to present this award, the Fraser Civic Association 2011 Service Award. On behalf of the Board of Directors, grants this award to Councilman Lew Fidler for his never-ending hard work and outstanding service to the Fraser Civic Association, as well as Brooklyn's 46th Councilmanic District.
One. Look here. 1, 2, 3. One more. Got it. Anyone else? Okay.
One more. Hi. Thank you. Well, I certainly hope that you guys love Assemblywoman Weinstein and D.A. Hynes, otherwise I'm in for a lot of blame. Actually, there's so many ways, so many things I'm honored about. I mean, to receive this award from all of you, to be held responsible for the tremendous levels of government service that Colleen and D.A. Hynes have provided for all those years. I have to tell you, you do a lot of things in politics and government. Sometimes when you look back on them, you say, what did I do that for? I have absolutely no regrets whatsoever in what I did in supporting either one of these fine elected officials. And I have to tell you, you sit in the back, and I've heard pardon the expression, the dog and pony show now 3 times, I can almost give you the next sentence before you hear it, and yet I'm so proud to hear each part of it, because we have come so far from 1978 or 1989, and I just couldn't help but thinking as I was listening to you talk about the mental health courts and DTAP, and taking guns off the street, that those are all the things that we're supposed to be preventing in government. We're supposed to be treating people with mental disease. We're supposed to be educating our kids so that they don't, join gangs. We're supposed to be taking care of our veterans when they return from foreign service, and when we fail, they get it, right? And so instead of taking those people and just throwing them away, and really not doing anything about breaking the cycle that these folks are in, and we're all in, because what they do is inflicted upon all of us. They've actually done something different, and that is why this city will never go back to the bad old days in the 70s when our streets were unsafe and dirty. I mean, I know, and I've heard Captain Detto, and he and his 63rd Precinct guys do a great job too. I've heard him say one crime's too many, and one crime will always be too many, especially if it's to somebody you know. But one crime is a whole lot better than 1,000 crimes, and the statistics speak for themselves. I've heard people challenge the police statistics and say, well, there's this, there's that, there's undercharging this, whatever. You can't fudge the murder statistics, right? Someone is shot dead, it's a homicide. Can't call it a petty larceny, right? So just that number alone, keep in your head. That is so dramatic, so incredibly dramatic and undebatable. So I know you've all been sitting here for a while, and I'm not going to wax on for very, very long. I just want to use this opportunity to tell you all that I appreciate the award, but I don't need it. It is
Take it back.
Well, if you can sell it on eBay, I'll split it. No, I'm serious. Seriously, I don't, because it is by the virtue of the trust you've put in me that I have the privilege of serving in city government and representing you and working to do the things that I believe in, that I hope make life better for everybody. It is something I have always wanted to do. You're allowing me to live my dream, and so there isn't a day, well, maybe every now and then, there's a day that I don't wake up and thank you for it, and I thank you for that privilege. I would be grossly remiss if I didn't also acknowledge my Chief of Staff, Reeves Eisen, who's sitting here, and no elected official, I'm sure I speak for all of us here, is without a great staff, you can't possibly. They make you look good all the time, and of course my wife Robin, who's in the back, will put that together. He was saying, talking about whether this is a part-time job or not. In the city council, it is by law a part-time job, and in spite of that, I have to tell you about 10 years ago, when I got elected to the city council, I realized I could no longer go out in the morning for a cup of coffee without shaving, because you are really never off duty. So that takes a tremendous toll on family, and my wife Robin and my boys have had to live with that. I hope has been so bad, right?
Has never
All right,
been
so
bad.
I want to thank all of you, to our friends in Shomrim, Fraser, Police Department, DA's office, government, constituents. I love you all. Thank you. And have a happy